Barney. Come on. Here we go, yo. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. And when he thaw, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation. Barney's friends are big and small, they come from lots of places. After school they meet to play and sing with happy faces. Barney loves to play with you whenever we may need him. Barney can be your friend too if you just make believe him. Barney!
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in to the live stream. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. We are in the middle of a storm, and so I've been trying to get to my office safely. Let me go through the comments and see who's all in here. If you're in here and you're watching, say hello, say something so that I can see you. I can say hello to you. Barney Millennium says hi, all. Looking forward to seeing updates. Thank you for coming in. Janina says hi. Alexander Bentley says hi, everyone. Aiden says hey. Brandon too. Hi there. Here's Brandon. Brandon Husky, I believe. What's up, man? Welcome in, Team Blue. All right, guys. So today is we're going to do an update on my Barney collection. I got an office since the last time I did an update, which was last year, and so my Barney collection has moved into the office. So I thought it'd be cool to give an update on the stuff that I've gotten since the last time I did the stream, and then I also got new stuff literally just like 2 days ago. So I wanted to provide an update for you all on everything that I have. My webcam is a little bit far away, but if you see something behind me on the shelves that you want to see more close up, let me know and I'll bring it to you. Otherwise, I figured I wanted to get some of my old stuff set up. I took down to Andrew's house when I was with him a few weeks ago, and I haven't put it back up. So I want to set those up. So I figured I'll just do that while you guys are on screen with me. And then from there, I'll show you the new stuff that I've added, and then the stuff that I haven't unpacked yet. A lot of cool stuff. Nothing extremely rare like what Andrew Olson Barney Builder has in his collection. But I do have some cool stuff that I want to show off and talk about. Some things that I got from him and some other people from the cast and crew of the show. So let's see here. Loving the setup you have. Thank you, Brandon, or Barney Millennium. I apologize. Thank you. Yeah, when I first came into the office, I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to put all my stuff here. And now I'm slowly starting to run out of space. So I'm going to have to start adding shelves or something around here. But so far, I've been able to put up a pretty decent amount of my things. I still have some shelves towards the bottom that isn't covered yet that I'm excited about. Do you know where Barney Builder got all the masters to all 90s episodes? Those were a part of, I'm not sure how he actually scored those. I know he gets a lot of things from cast and crew, but he has more than just the 90s episodes. He has, I believe it's every season up to season 11. So he has season 1 all the way through the masters, which is crazy. I'm kind of jealous, but yeah. Let's see. Awesome office, pal. That's really cool setup. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Can we see a tour of the office? Brandon 2 says lots of Barney stuff. I'm going to show you, because I have one Barney thing that's on the other side of the room that if I brought it over here, I wouldn't have room to move around. So I'm going to show it to you. My office is not too big. It's a decent size. It's fairly small though. But I'll show you that when I show you what I have over there on the other side of the room after we do these here. So in this box here, I've showed these off before. I just have a bunch of Barney, like the little figurines that they would make, cake topper kind of things. But I have like a whole box. I took these down to Andrew's house when I was down there, and so I need to get them put back up on the shelf. I even got like a little Riff. There's Riff. So I'm going to stick these back up here on this shelf really fast, and then we'll move on. Actually, maybe I won't. No, I'll put them up here. If you guys are fine with waiting just a little bit for me to put them back up, I'll try to be quick. I have a lot of these things, but I used to love these as a kid. I had every one of them, but when I got older, they were given away. So now I'm trying to recollect all of them. But I used to love these little things. I don't really know why. Just always had an interest in these hard plastic figurines. And again, I know my back's turned to you right now, but if there's something that you see on the shelves that you think you want to see closer or you can't really see, let me know and I'll bring it up to the webcam for you. I wanted to get the webcam closer, but with my computer and everything, the way it's all set up, I couldn't really get it closer than what it is. So I'll pull anything closer to you if you'd like. Oh, come on, stand up. All right, almost done. One, two, three. Another Riff. All right. Let's see. You have a lot of figures. I do. Thank you. So many Barney figures. Yeah, man, there's a lot. I don't even know how many that is. And that's not even near like all of them. I want to get more. Richard says, I call it dynamite. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right. So a couple things that I've gotten since the last time, like literally right after the last update that I did. Let's see if I can enhance this stuff for us. Okay. Yeah. My two favorite things that I've gotten, I think I showed these on the Spots of Love podcast, but not on my own stream, is I got not one but two of the gunned Barney dolls. These two are like two of my favorites because I've always wanted them, and they're so hard to get. But the same week, these both came on up for sale on eBay, and so I was like, all right, I'll snag both of them. And I might get to a point where I might sell one or get one away, but right now I'm keeping both of them. But I'm not really a collector where I want to have multiple items of the same thing. So there might be a time where I might get rid of these ones. But as you know, if you saw Andrew's video, there were 3 sizes for these. There were these ones, which I believe are like the 10-inch. They have a smaller version or a medium-sized version, and then they have like the 4-foot version. So yeah. So those are 2 things I got. I also have this. I didn't show this off the last time. I got this actually from Andrew, and it was a Barney watch that was given to the cast and crew. So that's one of my favorite things too. I used to wear it, but the band is getting a little worn out, so I stopped wearing it because I didn't want to break it. But I'm thinking about maybe getting a new band for it. That way I can wear it some more. Let's see. I think Brandon 2 says, is that Barney Croc shoes? It is. I know you have a pair of these too. I've seen your videos with you dancing with them. Oh, there, he just said it. I wear Barney Crocs every day. Yep, these are the Crocs. I'm not a big fan of Crocs in general, but you know, it's Barney. So I was like, I have to purchase them and add them to the collection. So they still have the tag and everything on them. Never been worn. I got a pair for my daughter as well. They're much cuter for like little kids. But I got those, and I also got the gibbets, the little charms with the faces and stuff, which still has the tag on them too. So they've just been, since I got them, hanging out on the shelf. Obviously I'm wearing the emotionally unavailable merch. I just got this one shirt, and I got the little Barney doll keychain. So those obviously are new that I've added here. I've added this. I got this at a like a Goodwill for like $8. It's the Colorful World light up wand, and it still lights up a little bit, or at least it does, just a very little bit, like not good enough to where you could really see it. But yeah, Colorful World. These are really hard to get unless you were at the show. You couldn't have one of these, and most people aren't putting them up for sale. So they're really hard to get and kind of expensive when you do see them come up for sale. But I was able to score this for like $15, which was super cool. Let's see. What else did I add since last time? Oh, these pictures here. Stand up here. I'll bring these too. And this. All right, so I just got this recently. This was a badge that the crew had if they were working on Musical Castle. This one was issued to that person on March 24th, 2001. It's not really anything like special. It's just a piece of like fabric that was printed, and then they would wear it on like their lanyard. But I just got that not too long ago. I also got this, and I posted this in History Fans, but this was a ticket to the Phoenix, Arizona's Children's Hospitals. They had like a family event that was featuring Barney. So this is the ticket to that from March 18th of 1995. So that was really cool to get the official ticket that somebody had when they went to see that. You could see Barney in 1995 for $5. That's how much the tickets were, $5 to see Barney the dinosaur. Let's hide this comment here. Let's see, what else is anybody saying? Brandon says, I've never had a Gund plush before, but I'm hoping I can get one day. Yeah, I hope you can too. Let's see here. This loop. Yeah, I hope you do too. They're really hard to get, but if you just keep looking for them, you'll find them for sure. I found 2 in the same week, and I have been looking for years. So, Aiden says, any Barney tapes you got since the last live stream? I actually did get some new things. The thing about me is I own every single Barney video that was released, from the original Backyard Gang video all the way up to about 2012, whatever the last video was that they made new copies for, which I think was Big World Adventure. One of those. But I have every one of them. When they were first released, my grandma would buy them all. I don't have them in the office, but I have like a box about this tall that's full of every VHS tape and then every DVD. But I did get something new that I'm going to show you here in just a little bit. Aiden said, awesome. When I went to see Birthday Bash, I didn't have a physical ticket, I don't think. And I don't even know if I still have like the email confirmation of that. But yeah, let's see what else. What else did I have here? Oh, these are kind of cool because they're just, just those kind of postcards. That one's of Kathy. If any of you saw Matt Parrish's new documentary about Barney, that's something to check out. She was on there. There's Kathy with Barney. Here's another Kathy with Barney from season 2. And she actually signed this one. She says, "You are special. I love you. Love, Kathy." So that's kind of cool to have. Then I have season 1 cast photo. Season 3's cast photo with the wonderful Stella. Have a couple more copies of the season 1 cast photo, and then I have the BJ and Baby Bop photo. So I have those. I had those the last time I did the stream, and I forgot about them because they were wrapped up in some paper, and I forgot all about it. I also have Barney's Big Surprise, the CD. I used to own this when I was a kid. I bought it again. I didn't realize it didn't have the case to it at the time. It's just a booklet and the CD. So I'm going to have to get a case for it to put it in. But I also added that. And then, as everybody knows, the most newest or recent Barney toy is the world's smallest. I actually bought 2 of these. So this is still in its package. I won't open this one because I loved that it was that I can keep it in its package. But I keep a miniature one with me inside my Barney book bag. I keep another one with me, so he stays with me all the time. And this really is the world's smallest Barney. A lot of people think that there were smaller ones, and besides these toys here, it's actually about the same size as the toys, almost. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Besides the toys, as far as plushes go, this was like the smallest one I had seen before, and now this is the world's smallest one. So it's definitely smaller than what we've seen before, but I just realized it's about the same as like these little figurines. A little bit bigger, but about the same size. What else do I have here? What else did I add? Okay, I think I can go through. Oh, here, I have this right here. So I was down in Texas not too long ago, visiting with some cast and crew from Barney. And I got to hang out with Corey Durham and his family. If you guys have been keeping up to date, Corey is, he was the voice of Classic Barney for that Valentine's Day video that came out. So I got to go down and I hung out with him and his family for like a whole day. We went to Color Dynamics where they filmed season 1 and 2. We went to, we went by, I can't think of the name of it, the park where they filmed the intro to season 14. We visited that. We visited Majestic Theater. So it was really a lot of fun. But he gifted me a signed photo, which some of you, I'm sure, have it. It says, "To Mr. K, Just Imagine," by Corey Durham. So I haven't even added that up to the collection yet because I wanted to wait till I did this live stream. So I'm really excited about that. Up top here, if you can see it back here, I also have a signed photo picture from the wonderful Bob West. There it is. You can see it says, "To Mr. K, keep using your imagination." For those of you who don't know, I have my own television show, Mr. K's Clubhouse, that you can look up. I hope you look it up. I hope you check it out. It involves a lot of Barney fans. If you know of Jen Pollard, if you know of Amelia Leonetti, if you know of Mark Tourette, they are writers for the show. Andrew Olson builds puppets for our show. Kaylin and Corey Durham both do some voiceover work for me with things. One thing I love most about my show is I get to include all of these different Barney fans, and so it's like bringing that family that helped me grow up into what I'm doing now. So I hope you guys check out that show. Don't feel like you have to, but I think you would enjoy it, and the work that they do is ridiculously good, and I'm super grateful to have them be a part. So you can also support them as well. Oh, hey, and there's Jen. Welcome in, Jen. I didn't know you were here. Brandon says, I remember Amelia. Yeah. And there's the famous one. There's Andrew Olson, Barney Builder. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming in. I'm just going through the stuff that I've added recently. Stuff that I haven't got to the stuff you gave me yet, Andrew, but I'm just updating. This might be my last update because I'm getting so much more busy with Clubhouse stuff that I don't always have a time to really carve this kind of thing out. So it might be my last update unless something extraordinary happens. But I'm glad you guys are here. So I also got this when I was down in Texas. There was a lady who was selling it on Facebook, and Facebook would not let me purchase it for some reason, but I was going down there like the very next day. So I met with her literally in the parking lot of Color Dynamics, which is where the tour books were printed at the time. And she ended up being a friend of David Voss. If you guys know who David Voss is, the original Barney, they call him the Stan Lee of Barney. She was a friend of his. He invited her to come see the very first Backyard Gang video when they were filming it, when he first got the gig. So that was super cool to meet her and have her have that connection with Barney, and outside of Color Dynamics where they were filming those videos to begin with. So I got this, and I never got to go to any of the tours, so it's fun to have the tour book. But another thing I did when I was in Texas is I met with Steve White, Jess Nelson, Joseph Hernandez, who was part of publishing. Got to meet those guys, and I actually got Steve to sign the book for me, because as you know, Steve wrote this show. So I got him to put his good old-fashioned signature there on there. So now it's kind of like one of a kind. I think I might be the only one who has a Steve White signature on the Backyard, or the Barney's Big Surprise tour guide book. So I'm super excited about that. It was really cool. He also gifted me, I'll plug his book here. Him and his daughter wrote a book. Steve White and his daughter wrote a children's book that will be premiering on Mr. K's storybook station, but it's called Thumpire, and it's about a kid vampire who his fangs won't grow in because he won't stop sucking his thumb. And it's a really good book. And he gave me a few copies of this so I can give them to some kids in need, but he also signed this for me as well. So I have a special copy of his own book with his daughter that he signed as well. So those two things are some of my most favorite things that I've gotten to add so far. Jen says, amazing. It really is. I was kind of hesitant to ask him to sign it because I'm not usually that kind of person when I meet people that, who are celebrities or, of the like, where I'm just like, hey, can you sign all this stuff? But I thought it was like a once in a lifetime kind of thing to do. So I did that. Let's see here. What else do I have on the floor? I still have things that I haven't taken out of the box because I wanted to show you guys. So I got this Gund Baby Bop, who's really, really soft. I had never seen this before, but she's so cute. Made by Gund. They do so well with making them. And she still has her original tag on her. I love this Baby Bop. Jen says, are you aware of Alpha Belch? My nephew likes that one. I'm aware of it, but I didn't ask him about that one, and I haven't read it yet. I should grab that one and also put that on the podcast. Alpha Belch, yeah, like Jen said, that's another Steve White children's book that he did after leaving Barney. That I need to check that one out. I'm hoping to get him to come onto the podcast and read Thumpire with me, but I'll need to check that one out as well. Andrew says, never seen that one. Yeah, I had never seen it either. I think I got it off from Mercari, I believe. And I was like, I didn't know how soft it was and that kind of thing either. But it is really, really soft. I really like this one. It was really well made. Let's see, what else do I have here? All right, I added these two, Barney and Baby Bop. These ones were made by Golden Bear. Golden Bear always did like a really good job with their Barneys too. Like they always felt, they were still soft, but they always felt more firm, to me at least. So I got these two together as part of a package deal that I'm really proud of. Besides Barney's besides Barney's teeth chipping, we know that happens sometimes with the older Barneys, the teeth or the white on the teeth start to chip. Other than that, they're in really, really good condition. I didn't know Gunn made Barney toys larger than beanbags. Yeah, man, I didn't either. I had no idea. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I definitely have to grab that one. Gunn made gorgeous Christmas plush with Barney and Baby Bop. I've never seen those either. Can you show me a picture if you have one of what they look like? I don't think I've ever seen those. Okay, let's see. What else do I have? So I got this recently too. It's still in the plastic bag. Let me see if I can open it. It's a Barney puzzle, but I had never seen a puzzle like this one. It's completely like hard plastic, and it's like 3D. Let's see if I can get it out of here. I'll leave that plastic on. So this one's really cool. So like Barney, Baby Bop, I believe this is like the gazebo from the park. The sun, all these pieces are able to come out of there, and then you can put it back together. So that's a really cool puzzle to add to the collection. I'm really happy about that. This was at some random Goodwill that my cousin found for me, so that one's really cool. What else? Oh, I can show you this. So I got this from Joseph Hernandez last year. Barney's Great Adventure hat. I don't wear it at all. I just add it to the collection. But he sent me a bunch of things. This is one of the things that he sent me last year that I'm super excited about having in the collection as well. He sent me something else too. What was it? I don't remember what it was. I can show you this over here though. Give me 1 second. This is another thing I recently scored from a cast and crew member. So this is where you get to see the office, which isn't that exciting. Here's a tour of the office. There's the Barney collection. Here's my sort of big desk with I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I'm growing caterpillars right now into butterflies. But I also got this pop-up musical castle promo item that Barney and the crew did with Love's diapers. So you can actually crawl inside there, like the doors open and everything. I wonder if I can't see the TV if I put this here, but let me see if I can show you how it opens. Stay camera. So the doors here open and you can crawl inside. It was made for kids to be able to play inside, and you have like the little cutout of Barney here. But it looks like the castle from the musical castle show. So that's really cool. I got to get that from a crew member. That is fun to have added to the collection as well. Let's see. Okay, what else? Let's see here. All right. This was cool because I found it still in its box. This is a Barney's Dreamtime Friends collection that they did. So you could get BJ and Baby Bop as well. In the 2001, I believe is when they released these. But it's still new in its box, never been taken out, still in really, really great condition. So this was really cool to find and be able to add to the collection as well. He's so cute in his little sleeping hat and house shoes. But that's a cool one that I was happy to add to the collection. I have to figure out how to put him on the shelf. Okay, let's see. All right. So, like I told you, I met with a bunch of the crew from Barney a few weeks ago when I was down in Texas, or last month now. And Joseph Hernandez, who was part of the publishing department, he did a bunch of the books, the magazines, the website. He sent me a bunch of things, Barney related, obviously. And so I'm going to show you the stuff that he's sent me. I'm going to ask the real Barney historians to tell me with this very first one if this is a rare item or not, because I had never seen it before. But it's another sleepy time like Barney in these blue pajamas with the moon and stars on them. Let me see if he has a tag on him. He does have a tag. This is also made by Golden Bear. Have you guys ever seen this one? I had never seen this one before, but this is one that I got from Joseph to add to the collection. This one was released in, let's see, 92. So 92 was when this one was released. So that one's really cool. He's still in pretty good condition as well. I also have these 3 Sleepy Time ones as well. These are the ones that like they have like the like sand in the feet, but the rest of them is stuffed. But it's the 3 dinos in their pajamas. So we have Barney here with Barney on his pajamas with his hat. We have Baby Bop in her pajamas. Then we have the good old BJ. So those are really cool too. Let's see here. Andrew says, I haven't seen a ton. Have a mini version, but not the 14-inch of the Barney with the pajamas on. I think those came out to promote bedtime with Barney. Oh, that would make sense. I could see that. Yeah. Loves did a whole promotion with Barney. If you bought diapers in certain videos, you'd earn points for rewards. One of those was a personal community appearance from Barney. Oh, that's cool. Came with a million conditions, though, that would make it hard for anyone to realistically redeem it. Yeah, at that time, I'm sure it did. It's kind of crazy. That's cool, though. I didn't know that was an option. So yeah, I have those 3 Sleepy Time pals. I got to add, he had a bunch of Twinkins. I wanted 2 of the little small ones. One has a tag, one doesn't. I might give the one without a tag to my daughter because she loves Barney and she loves Twinkin and all of those. But this one still has a tag, even though it's kind of worn out. But I get to add Twinkin to my collection. I had a Twinkin when I was younger and got rid of it, so it's cool to add those back. And then what else do we have? Oh, this isn't from Joseph. I got this online as well, but I think this... Yeah, so I showed you guys this Barney still in its package. This is the Baby Bop. Let me see if I can move the card or something. She's not still in her box, unfortunately, but she is still in really good condition. So that's the Baby Bop. You can see her on the back here. So I found her not too long after I found the Barney. So I was like, okay, well, I have to buy that, obviously. So they're really soft, too. These would be cool for a kid to snuggle with. They would have been cool to have when I was a kid. Let's see here. Brandon 2 says, I have Barney's Big Surprise tour book already. Awesome, man. Did you go to the show when you were a kid? Did you have the bear costume from Who's in the Forest? I don't have that costume, but Andrew has the honey pot. And we actually used it in a Mr. K's Clubhouse episode that also featured Brandon Smith, who is another Barney fan, but also a Sesame Street puppeteer. And that show was written by the wonderful Jen Pollard that's here in the comments. So I don't have that bear costume, but we got to play around with that. Well, not really play with it, but we got to have the honey pot on the show, and Andrew owns that as part of his collection, which is really cool. I once found a set of what I thought were the same Twinkin and hard plastic eggs. Turns out the 3 figures were all... Oh, were those the Twinkins that were hard plastic as well? Because I used to own one of those, and I don't own it anymore, unfortunately. But I didn't know they were all different. I thought they were all like the same thing. All right. So I got also a bunch of magazines and stuff from Joseph too. Not only magazines, but also like the Barney Buddies Club newsletters that would come out. So I have this one. This was the spring summer edition of 2001, and they would always include like a fun game, so you can see that there, and then just other informational stuff. So dates to remember, which was kind of cool that they added that. So first day of spring, Passover, those kind of things. New things that were happening or coming out for Barney, you can find those in there. The website, so that one's cool. No, there's nothing on the box to indicate the figures were different. All 3 came in very beat up boxes. Interesting. That's really cool though that you got all of them though. It's a cool way for that to happen. Another Barney fan club newsletter with them promoting the holiday version of Day in the Park. So here they're talking about that December of '95 that you would have Barney, BJ, and Baby Bob doing a holiday special version of the Day in the Park with Barney. So that was cool to see. I didn't notice that the first time I looked through it. More here. You can see some merchandise that came out. I really want this lamp right here. These 2 lamps. I thought they were fake when I saw them on eBay one time, and I didn't buy them. Turns out they're real. So I kind of want those now. But yeah, so there's those. There's one of these news kits that I wanted to show you guys that I thought was really cool, and I think it's this one. Is it this one? This is. So this one's my favorite that I got from Joseph. So this is a fan club newsletter from spring of '99, and they were celebrating the 10 years of Barney at that time. My head's cut off, but that'll be okay. So they were promoting that there was 10 new episodes coming out. So this would have been season 5. But my favorite thing, this is cool too. So they would have you like meet one of the kids. So this is Let's Meet Hannah. And it says, "Hi, my name is Marissa Cures, but you probably know me as Hannah." And it's all about her. So she loved to dance, especially tap, jazz, and ballet. When she grows up, she wanted to be an actress, professional dancer, or a lawyer. Do we know what she does now? I believe she's been on Purple Roads. Do we know what Hannah does now? Or Marissa does now? And so they were promoting a bunch of Barney stuff for the 10-year anniversary. And that's actually what I got from Joseph that I had forgot about. I don't know how I forgot about it, because I've been searching for this thing forever. But I actually have now the 10-year anniversary Barney. I always wanted one of these because it kind of resembles the Barney on screen, how he sat. That's also why this Barney here is one of my favorites for that specific reason. But Joseph had one of these in his collection that he was getting rid of. And so I get to be part of the small group of Barney fans now that owns that 10-year anniversary Barney. But this newsletter was promoting that collector's item right here, along with the video, the album that came out. This is my favorite part of this here. They did this Let's Flash Back for the 10 years of Barney. And I thought it was, Hit Entertainment would never do this, neither would Mattel. But I thought it was cool. Like they showed from the very beginning all the way through. So you see season 1 there when it premiered April 6th. Then when they did the New York show. Then opening day in the park with Barney. Big surprise going on tour. Then Great Adventure. And then '99 is where they ended up. They did there was something big happening with them almost every single year, which was insane. 1988, they is when they, like Jen just said, they acknowledged the blue dog. That's when they started, which was cool for them to acknowledge that, with it being different from the Barney and Friends series. But they acknowledged that. Then the very next year, they launched the fan club. Then from 92 to 92, they did season 1. Then 94 to like 96, there was something new happening every year. That they 94 was Imagination Island and the New York City show. Then 95 was the Day in the Park. And then 96 was Big Surprise going on tour. Then 97 and 98, the movie. So like they were doing a lot in those first 10 years. It's insane. And you can see the wonderful Cheryl Leach there with Barney. So yeah, that's one of my favorites that I got from him. I'll speed through the other stuff that I got. Here's another newsletter promoting the movie when it was hitting theaters. And then he just gave me a bunch of fan club newsletters and magazines. So this is from November of 97, promoting that Camp Wanna Run Around. Then you have, this was what they would put on if it were your last issue if you didn't pay. This was for the magazine of 2001, March and April. This one I didn't even open because it's still sealed in its packaging. But the Barney premiere issue and then the Barney Family magazine, I didn't want to open it. I thought it was cool that it was still in the package, so I left it. And then more magazines that I have here. So it's cool that all of these, they're just standard magazines and newsletters that you could have gotten if you were part of the fan club. But from them coming from Joseph, somebody who was part of the show, adds a little bit more of a meaningful value to them that I really enjoy. One more magazine here with some stickers. This is really cool. This is the Barney Publishing Catalog from 1994. So of course they were promoting Imagination Island at that time. And so this is what publishing would send out. That would have there's a publishing team right there with Barney. But it would just have all the different stuff that they had that was coming out or available. That you could see like new things that was happening, new books that they were publishing. So this is really cool to have. I think Andrew also has this, but it's really cool to have it. He says Marvel Comics was the ones who published the Barney magazine. That's really cool. I did not know that. I love Marvel. I'm like a diehard Marvel fan. I don't know if I would call myself a diehard Barney fan, but I am a diehard Marvel fan. But yeah, so that's really cool. We should bring the Ricky Raccoon puppet from A Camping We Will Go. Yeah, if you find it, I'll use it. Because it was just a readily available puppet from what Jess said. So it's not like one that they built or something. So that would be cool to find that replica. Joseph also had this available, which was the Barney's Musical Castle tour book as well. Which is also cool because, like I said, I never got to go see any of those shows. So to have this is awesome. My favorite thing about this one is they had 2 pull apart or rip out posters that I'm not going to take out of the book, but you could have, if you had the book back then, you could take these 2 individual posters out and frame them and hang them up or whatever the case. I had always seen this one. I had never seen this one. So this one was kind of cool to see for me. Brandon 2 says, I haven't seen this tour book before. Well, if I ever find a way to scan it, I'll scan copies of it. Andrew, maybe we should do that. That would probably be a cool thing, to scan all of the tour guides and put them in their respective folders on the History Fan site. I have this scanner on my phone, so I don't need to have like a giant scanner for it, that I can just scan each picture. So maybe I can do that for you guys. If they're really cool to look at. This one is my favorite because it's like embossed, I think, or whatever the word is. So you can feel Barney and BJ Baby Bop, the words, the castle, like it's not just printed on there, you can feel it, which is, I've always loved stuff like that. All right, so I'm almost done with the stuff that I've gotten. This is some stuff that I got from the good old Andrew. So I got the Barney bag still in its box. I believe I got this from you, Andrew, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost sure I did. Still in the box. I had no idea the Barney bag came with stuff that you can make and instructions. I thought it was just an empty bag. So that's really cool that it came with like craft supplies and stuff like that. I've always wanted one of these as a kid. When I would imitate Barney, I didn't have a Barney bag, so I would carry around my grandma's like craft bag. It was just a brown bag, but that was my Barney bag. So it's cool to have this in the collection. I believe I also got this from Andrew as well. This is one of another doll that they had for celebrating the 10 years. He was wearing the 10-year anniversary logo shirt that I also got from him, which is cool. Andrew says this was a factory sample. So that's like super cool. I had no idea that it was just a sample. So thank you for that, man. Then I also got this from him. I believe this was like an Easter toy and this Easter book. So I got to add those to the collection. Barney dressed as a chicken is always cool. I like when they would take the toys and they would make them look different than just the standard on Barney, but like putting hats on them or clothes was always cool. And I've shown this before. I didn't get this one from Andrew, but someone here where I'm from had a Barney toy and still the Barney Spot bag that they gave out at JCPenney when you would purchase a Barney toy from their Barney setup that they had. So that was cool to have, and it's in like super good condition. Let's see. So I'll put those there. I got some more stuff from Andrew. Let's set it up here. So when I was down at Andrew's, I got a bunch of books. This is the BJ Makes Music one. But the cool thing about a lot of these books were these were signed by Mary Ann Ducko. You know, her and Margie Larson were the two that did all the research and made sure each episode had those educational elements that made Barney so important. They also wrote some of the books, so like this one specifically, she wrote that one. Her and Margie Larson. So I got a bunch of those. I had this book as a kid, and when I saw this at his house, it was like, you know how like that core memory unlocks for you once you see something that you haven't seen in a while? That's what happened with this book. That was one of my favorite books to carry around. So I got a bunch of books, In and Out, and around, In, Out, All, and All Around, Alphabet Soup, Barney and Baby Up at the Beach. But these are all signed. Most of them were signed by Mary Ann Ducko. So those are really cool. What else? Also some coloring books. Actually, Andrew gave this to my daughter, and she forgot we even had it. I need to take it home to her. But I got that coloring book from him. This would be cool also too to put on the website. Then people can just download Barney coloring sheets, because I don't think you can get them anywhere anymore. I also got two of these two things, Watch, Play, and Learn. These are two books that they released, the only two books that they did. This one was for season 2. And this one, I don't know if it was for a specific season, but it was released about the time of season 4. But like for season 2, specifically with this one, it was each episode, they had it broken down, and it's also signed by Mary Ann Ducko. But they had each episode broken down by whatever their theme was, and had a bunch of different activities that they maybe did on the show that you can redo at home, or ways to continue learning about whatever the topics were that was in there. So these are really helpful. I kind of want to take a page out of those books and do that with our show, just so people can see that we have a bunch of educational elements in ours as well. And then that's the same thing with this one. This one was just a little bit more in depth. So it had tons of different topics, animals and careers, colors and shapes, of course, safety, different things that topics that you could touch on, like at a school or if you're a parent, and different activities and things like that. So those were really cool to get. Again, my sister, a huge collection of Barney books when she started having kids. My niece is obsessed with them, especially with those little chunky board books. Yeah, I don't know what it is about them, but I was always drawn to them as a kid. And I think, I mean, as a kid, you don't think it's like, oh, well, I can't break these or anything. I don't know what it was about them, but they're just, for one, they're just small enough for you to have in your hands and enjoy. So yeah, I was on the same page. The second Watch, Play, Learn covers things from all 5 seasons. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, you can tell that it's substantially bigger in size, covering all 5 seasons. That makes sense. I don't think this one was signed by Marianne though, which is okay. And then Andrew gave me some more season 1 postcards, and then also season 2 cast photo. So super grateful for Andrew for his friendship and willing to allow me to partake in some of the cool stuff he had. Barney Bit coloring book. So there's that. Also, these 2 books. These are Barney Beginnings books. So they had, I think, 4 that covered everything. So numbers. This one is the same and different, but they also had shapes and colors as well. And they had like these little cutouts or pop-outs that you can pop out of Barney. And I believe just maybe different activities and coloring stuff that you can do. But it all focused on whatever the main topic was. So this one was all about numbers and recognizing those numbers. This one's all about recognizing same and different and that kind of thing. Storybook Treasury is one of my favorites I had when I was a kid as well. It was cool because the cover it's hardcover, but it's also squishy like, which is kind of cool. But it has a ton of Barney stories in it. I don't know how many. 6. So 6 stories in this one book. So I used to love this book. I used to take this book everywhere I went when we were in the car. So that was cool to get again. My niece is 18 months. The chunky books are very easy for her to manipulate. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Augustus Green says, Hong Kong, A Goose on the Loose is a historic season 2 episode of Barney and Friends. It is. I mean, season 2, season 1, maybe season 3, those were the classics. I love those. I'm going to start this series here on the page soon with a couple people where we look at using like a bracket system like you would use for sports to break down what is the most or the most unpopular episode of Barney. I don't want to say the most disliked because I don't think there's any that we absolutely dislike until you get into the later seasons, but discussing each episode from each season and breaking it down and coming up to like what's the one episode out of every episode that's came out that is the one that is not the most popular. And then I want to do that with the most popular episode and most popular and least popular video, that kind of thing. So that's going to be fun. I want to start that here soon. Where did you get that book? So I got, if you're talking about Storybook Treasury, this is one of the books that Andrew, I got from Andrew when I was down at his house a few weeks back. He also gave me this. This is not the official poster. The official poster was bigger, but it is still cool to have. Just somewhat of like a duplicate to have that I'm going to be hanging up soon. That's the I wish we could have seen more of like the drawn out versions of the second version of the Backyard Gang suit. I really like that picture a lot. I wish they would have did more with that. And then I have this. I got this from a Goodwill. Barney and Baby Bob Deluxe playset. So you can, here, I'll open it up for you. You had all these little like, I don't know if they're nylon, like little pieces. So there's Barney, and you had Baby Bop and some kids, and you had this like cutout thing here, and you can just kind of stick them on. Supposed to be able to stick them on in different places and have them do different things. So that's really cool. My scammy, yes, the same someone said that was the official poster and Andrew bought it and it wasn't, who also said this was the official Backyard Gang coloring book, and it isn't. It's just a photocopied version of it that they did themselves, and they're selling them on eBay. So watch out for that seller. Make sure if you're buying anything Barney related, especially rare stuff, read the description and make sure there's not some person who's passing things off as the official, that it's not. Playset so cute. Yeah, it is really cool. The worst one for me is Pistachio's episode. Yeah, I'm interested to see what we end up cycling down to the main worst one, if you will. My worst opinion, my worst one in my opinion is Rock with Barney. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own opinion, so we'll have to see. Then over here you can kind of see him. I also got this from Andrew. The 4-foot Barney. I've always wanted one of these. Never could afford them. I don't even remember ever seeing them in a store here in Omaha, where I'm from. But actually, I'm gonna turn this back. I'll just pick him up. He is pretty heavy too. But I've always wanted one of these, and I think Andrew said he thinks this one might be a prototype or something, because with this one, if you look on the back, this strip, this one piece, all the way down to the tail, is a completely different color than everything else, which is really interesting. But you can tell that it's a different color purple than the rest of the toy is. But he's really cool to have. So I got to score this from Andrew, and I'm really grateful again for him as a friend, but also for finding these kind of things and us getting opportunities to add those things to our collection. So I'm almost done. The last things that I have, I just got in the mail the other day. And I'm gonna take them out of my Barney bag here. The last things I've been able to add to the collection, there was just recently a eBay post that went up. A guy was selling some things from old crew members' estate sale. And so, let's see if I can pop this up. There we go. And so I was able to score some things, and actually who it came from is Ron Ballantyne. I believe Ron Ballantyne was a producer on the show. Is that right, Andrew? Or Jen, if you're still in here? I believe he was a producer, maybe. So there's nothing really like exciting about the stuff per se, but I'll just show you what I got. So this was just a quick, like, please note, for the Lions Group employees, production, cast, and crew only. I don't know what this was referring to. It's just a card. He was audio mixer. Ron Ballantyne with a B like boy. Ron Ballantyne, audio mixer. So I don't know what that was referring to, but it's still cool to have. Then you can see this was, I'll cover his address because I'm sure he doesn't still live there, but well, of course he doesn't still live there. Anyway, you can see his name there on the front, and you can still kind of see the Barney logo with the Color Dynamics address. But this which I think you guys have seen with Andrew's collection if you watch his stuff, was the announcement, the invite to the introduction of BJ. They held that like baseball game kind of thing at Games Day Sports Cafe. But this was their announcement for BJ. You can kind of see his hat here in the dust, and his shoe there on the bottom. Where are we at? Right here. So that's cool to have like in my possession now, because it was always cool to see it with Andrew's stuff. So getting to have that is awesome. This memo here, this is a memo that was sent out by Marianne Ducko and Margie Larson on August 18th, 1993 to the cast and crew. This was after they had filmed with Ella Jenkins. If you guys remember her premiering, or yeah, being in the A Very Special Delivery episode. And it just says, Ella Jenkins left a little gift for each of her friends at Barney and Friends. She had a great time here and was really impressed with our group. So that's really cool to have. It's nothing special, but it was cool to see Ella Jenkins on that episode and that she enjoyed her time there with them, but then also left them gifts. She seemed like such a sweet lady on screen, and so that kind of tells you that she was really nice in person. These two things were. This was sent out by Julie Hutchings, who was the production coordinator at the end of season 2, and they were informing them of the cast and crew photo shoot and then the wrap party, and like the location of where that wrap party was going to be held and all of that stuff. And it seems like from here, the wrap party, they used to do it with the cast and crew. Minus the kids, they would do a wrap party without the kids, but the kids' parents could be at the wrap party. So it's kind of cool to see that they it wasn't just close to just who's on this show. Like they would invite the family, the parents to come in and also celebrate wrapping up that show. So that's really cool to see. And it's cool to have the Barney logo here and all that stuff. And then this is one other thing. I think this is a photocopy, but it was a photocopy of a story about Cheryl Leach and Barney and how she approaches marketing and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool to have added as well. Now, the coolest thing that I got out of that collection is right here. And I think you guys have seen this before too. If you've watched, I think Andrew has this as well. But I get to add it to my collection. Andrew, tell me what this is. I can't remember what it is. It looks like it's like a Post-it note holder thing, but it was specifically for Barney's Great Adventure. And it's metal. It's really cool. So I love those. I love having this to add to the collection as well. Seen on eBay season 1 and 2, Barney and Friends on eBay DVD. Yeah, like Aiden said, those are fake. So their season 1 and 2 does not exist on DVD unless they're the masters. And I doubt what you're seeing on eBay is someone who has the masters. So I would be very careful with purchasing anything DVD related for the classic era. I mean, literally, really, of any season up until, unless they were like collaboration videos where it was a bunch of episodes on one video released specifically by Barney and those guys. Otherwise, you're just buying something that somebody either downloaded or converted from a VHS tape. So be very careful with that. There's a lot of people, unfortunately, who are doing things to trick people into buying things that are not legit or not real. This is the last thing that I have to show, and I'm super excited about these. I wish it was a different season, but I'm still very excited about them. I have masters. So these are the masters of all of season 11. So I get to be part of Andrew's tiny crew of having some master album videos. So these are every single season 11 episode. And they were like, this one was dubbed, you can see it was dubbed August 2nd, 2007. And then the rest of them were dubbed September 17th, 2007. And I played them. They are really great. They're in great condition. But they have everything. It's like it's what PBS would have played. So it opens with the viewers like you tag into the show, and then at the end it's the whole they got rid of Barney Says, but it was the Let's Play with Barney or whatever that thing was, where here's what I can do, those kind of things. But it's everything all the way through, with every banner and things like that they would have for the PBS show if you're watching it on PBS. This is also part of Ron Valentine's estate sale. At least that's what the guy said who had them. And so I purchased it, and this is all 20 episodes of season 11, which wasn't the greatest season, of course, but having the masters for them is really cool. So I'm really excited to have them, whether or not the season was that great of a season or not. I'm really glad to have those. I wish they included those segments in proper box. I do too. I wish they did too, other than cutting them off. Oh, Jen said exactly what I just said. Say what you will about season 11, but those are very cool. And since there's only one episode per disc, I bet the quality is fantastic. Oh yeah, it really is. I want to eventually convert them, and maybe I'll do that and upload them. I think Andrew also said he was thinking of doing that with the ones that he has, because he has even the older seasons. So it's cool that the fan community has our hands on these kind of things now, because then that just helps us preserve more of that show. And since they're not releasing, especially like those classic episodes, or really caring much about them, maybe we can bring them in better quality. Right now, Ethan, our friend Barney on YouTube, he has like the top of the line, like as far as we've seen so far, as far as quality goes for Barney, of all the ones, he usually has the best and highest quality. But these are the masters, and so if we can also get these out there eventually, that'd be awesome. Maybe you and Andrew would have an Internet Archive account someday. Maybe Andrew would probably be the one. I think Andrew has season 11 as well. I think his ended at season 11. But that's something that maybe we can do that at some point. So that's all that I have, everybody. That's the last stuff that I've had to add to the collection so far, and that will eventually end up on this wall. I don't know if I showed you guys these two things real fast, but these were like tags that you can use for like a suitcase when you're traveling. Barney tags, and I have two of them, and you put your name and address on them, so if your bag was to get lost or whatever the case. And then I also got these from Andrew. They're replica socks of like the design of the Barney bag. I thought I would wear these, but then I was like, no, I'm going to just keep them in the collection. So that's really cool to have too. But that's all that I have. Is there anything else that you see behind me that anybody wants to see before I close it down here? Anything at all? I think Catherine Poley in season 7. Yep, she was in season 7 and 8, and she came back in season 10. I think it was season 10. She didn't play Beth, but it was the Mother Goose episode where they brought back a bunch of season 7 or 8 kids to play like Mother Goose characters. I believe that was season 10 that they did that in. The episode where BJ said he's never been to Mother Goose's house, but there was like a home movie of them at Mother Goose's house. I love the poster autograph from Bob West. Thank you. Yeah, I thought about getting more from him. I just haven't, but that was one of my favorite designs, and so I was really glad to have that one. Oh, this is something I added too since the last time. The Read and Imagine, those were available at libraries, but that uses the prototyper. I think it was called the Evil Twin Barney suit. So that's cool to have too. That's also the suit that appeared on the Families Are Special VHS cover. So it was cool to get that as well. Let's see. Can I see those Dakin plushes? The Dakin right here. This one right here, is this the one you mean? I only have one. This is the standard size one. I want to get one of the small ones like Andrew found. But I only have one of these. But I love this guy. We know that these are kind of hard to get, and they're actually easier to get now, but people are charging so much for them on eBay and things. So you got to be really lucky to get one for a pretty cheap price. But yeah. All right, folks. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for talking with me and being interested in my stuff. Couple things. Stay tuned. We start interviews back up for Spots of Love next week, actually. So you'll be seeing new episodes come out. The very first guest that we're going to have will be someone that you guys will love to hear from. And then I have a really big guest that you guys have always loved to hear from. He's going to be getting interviewed here in May, but we'll be rolling out new Spots of Love episodes soon. And if you have put your name on the list, I have your name, so I'll be reaching out to more people very soon as well for that. And then also just stay tuned for the best and worst episodes kind of live stream thing that I'm going to be doing here soon. Otherwise, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being on here. And I will see you very soon. Take care.